guys, it's John from Eastern Hot Rodder, and today we're going to take a closer look at the Eastern Hot Rodder 41 Willys. My longtime readers, when we're doing print magazines, will remember watching the build of this car in the magazine. This was our second full-on project build for the magazine, and before I actually got it done, we stopped printing because it just got too cost prohibitive to print the magazine anymore. So we're going to take a closer look at it today, and I do kind of have an ulterior motive. I'm thinking about selling the car, and I'm not 100% sure why. I love the car. It was my dream car. This is the car that I wanted since I was 12 years old. I remember the first Willys I saw. I remember it clear as day. And my buddies keep trying to talk me out of it, and they don't know why I want to sell it.
I don't know. It's like I don't even know.
So, with that being said, I think the reason is I got 3 hot rods that all seat 2. We got, of course, the Willys Gasser that you saw. That was my dad's car, and I have this one as well. Both those cars are kind of on the same caliber, and I just kind of feel like I don't need 2. And since that Corvette was my dad's and I helped him build that when I was much younger, it has a little more sentimental value than this does. Although this is all my favorite parts of all the cars I've had ended up on this car. The engine and the transmission, the seats, the center section, the wheels and tires in the back, and the shifter all came out of my Gasser Blues 55 Chevy that we did work in the magazine on too. So there's some pretty important parts to me on it, but I'm kind of at a crossroads, I guess, and I kind of want to build an old station wagon or a full-size wagon or an old Suburban that can tow a trailer and haul the family around and kind of use that to drive all over the place. So anyway, we're going to get to it. We're going to check out the details on the car, and if you're interested in buying it, let me know. If you're not interested, that's just as well, because if I don't sell it, I won't be heartbroken. It's our 1941 Willys fiberglass body car, set up as a Gasser style. Nice black paint job. You can see the thing reflects everything. It is a straight black paint job. The body is a Dennis Taylor body. Fit and finish on it is pretty good. Show you the inside. Engine turn dash, full autometer gauges. The speedometer is not hooked up. Custom made console, cheetah shifter, reverse valve body, turbo 400 transmission. Got red tinted plexiglass windows, rolled and pleat ceiling panel, and door panels to match. Tilt column. It's got a real glass windshield, but red tinted side glass and rear window. I do have smoke tint windows for it as well. ET Gasser wheels, 4.5s in the front, and the last pair of bullet wheels from Raider on the rear. They're 15 by 10s. It's got a Fab 9 housing from Mosier in the back, 31 spline axles, Mark Williams center section, 422 gears on the locker, wheelie bars, and it will need them if you set the Calvert Racing suspension right. It's the only 41 Willys in the nation, or actually in the world, with Calvert Racing rear suspension. The 3-piece nose. 30 over 454. Flat tappet, solid lifter cam, 629-inch lift, 306 duration. 2 600 Holley carburetors. On a tunnel ram intake, it's got a stud girdle. Polished tunnel ram. Cylinder heads are aluminum. They're GM Performance Parts heads. Rectangle port. It's got a double pass aluminum radiator, electric fan. All the chrome on it's like new. Transmission cooler right there in the grill. Speedway solid front axle, tube axle. Disc brakes in the front, disc brakes in the rear. Everything on this car is basically new, and it has very low miles on it. I know the speedometer's not hooked up, but when I got it, it had 74 miles on the old speedometer, and I completely took everything apart and redid everything. We did the front and rear suspension, interior over. The paint was done in 2012, and it has, I don't know, maybe 2,000 miles on this whole build. So it was originally set up like a typical Pro Street, where it would take 33.21.5 Mickey Thompsons in the back. It's got the 16-gallon fuel cell, electric pump from Holley that'll handle 1,000 horsepower. The motor makes about 600. Full return system. I got the spring so you can go to fuel injection if you want to do a dual quality fuel injection. Optimal red top battery. Battery shut-off switch in the back that is wired to the alternator, so it will kill the entire car when you throw the switch. Electric fan relay. Electric pump relay is back here. Electric fan relay is built into the wiring harness that is under the dash and easy to get to. So we get in, I got the Gasser foot pedal. It goes to a Will car gas pedal. You got a little storage unit in there to keep your registration and stuff in. Fuse panel is just up under there, easy to get to. And if you need more access, that panel comes off. Full autometer gauges, electric fuel pump. I did everything. This was my dream car. And now it's time to let somebody else have it as a dream car. All the gauges work. The oil pressure is good. It's just a cold start. It's pretty responsive, especially with the 422 gears. It's never been drag raced. With the power to weight that it has, according to the desktop drag strip, it should run like a 1050 or something like that. So I'm figuring that I built the car because I wanted to go mid-11s, but I never did roll cage it. You can see our straight axle front suspension with coilovers and hairpins. Big block fits nice and neat. Plenty of clearance around the balancer. It's an SFI approved balancer. Double pass aluminum radiator. Mini starter. Full tube box frame, cross steer. Turbo 400, 3500 stall. TCI transmission with a B&M pan. You got your one filter here. And there's a small fine filter up top. Disc brakes, there's the master cylinder, disc brakes all around, aluminum drive shaft, exhaust is all welded except for the muffler so you can take it off the car. Fab 9 housing, cow track bars and Calvert Racing rear suspension, fully adjustable rear shocks. This is, again, the only Willys with a Calvert Racing rear suspension. Wheelie bars, Moser axles, 31 spline axles, Moser housing, Mark Williams center, 31 spline locker. It's all good stuff. I built this because this was my dream car, so I didn't really skimp on anything. And it's just a badass car. Got fender well headers. They come down into out of the fenders and then duck under the car, and it's a fully welded exhaust all the way back, except for the mufflers. They're stainless steel, polished stainless steel. Dynamax mufflers, you can see all the nice chassis work on this. The chassis was originally built by Atlanta Speed Shop or something like that. That was before I got the car. And we went through and did the suspension front and rear, rewired it, new interior, engine, transmission, stuff like that. So it is, really is a pretty car. Uses hairpins and coilovers in the front. Goes down the road nice and straight. Doesn't wander. Everything where I had to bolt things in for the fiberglass. These tabs, reinforcement plates to distribute the weight on the back. You can see the hood scoop's got aluminum circle for it to bolt on. All those pieces that are going to have high load, the hood hold down. Had the AmeriCar badge custom etched. Just a really cool street gasser. The moisture's getting to the wheels just from pulling out of the cold garage into the hot sun. There is this spot here. It had 39 Ford taillights on it when I got it. I put these Willys lights in. I still have to do that. I just plugged the hole for now. And it had sport mirrors on it. So there's a hole from where the mirror was on each side. Will have that. A couple little chips. Right here was touched up. The glass doors, the hinges aren't the strongest, so when it opens, this side is a little. See, it comes up, scuffs a little bit right there. But it looks beautiful. Got a nice. There's your electric window switch, door jamb switch here, and turns on the interior light. So this one, that door scuffs there once in a while. And how the fiberglass is. Everything is on the firewall. Through all the mounts and everything, they're all fitted with inserts so you can bolt things down without having to have somebody on the inside. I always build everything so it's easy to service. Now we're cruising about 55 miles an hour. And you can see we're on a nice straight part of the road. I can let go of the steering wheel. And it tracks perfectly fine. The speedometer's not hooked up. Everything else is up and working.